So we'll be basically talking about how students can be able to overcome challenges, most especially when you leave Liberia and you come to China. So today we will basically be focusing on connections, how we can try to connect the Liberia setting with China, understanding and practical solutions. And our goal today is to be able to move from how we can cope with the life in China to tools that we can use to strive tonight. So I want to tell you that together we can create a community where every voice matters and every experience we have here in China can be valuable. So in our discussion tonight, basically we will have a few things we'll talk about. We will talk about the landscape and our experiences. We'll also dive deeper into key challenges that we all face as students. And well, let me see if is it okay. Let me see if okay, yeah. Yeah, then we'll talk about strategies. And one of the strategies section is one of the key sections for tonight's discussion, how we can overcome the barriers as international students within China. We'll also talk about support kit. This will be basically some of the things that we will be needing while we here study in China, and we'll have a Q&A section. So I will want to start with a question. For example, that's why I say it's an open dialogue, and I hope we can make the program very much interactive. So what does homesickness actually feel like for you? Right? You live in Liberia and coming maybe thousands of kilometers from Liberia, leaving friends, family, things you are familiar with, for example, the food, the environment. What do you think homesickness or isolation probably look like for you as an international student? For us that have been here so far, you can make use of the chat box and as we continue talking, we can just make it interactive, right? So maybe you can put one word in the chat box. The opening, I think it was our MC. He said he faced language barrier the first time he came to China. Yeah, so you can just make use of the chat box and let's see what homesickness or isolation probably look like for you. So basically, we want to discuss tonight how we can blend our homesickness, or maybe sometimes we'll call it isolation, into an international community, right? So especially when you leave Liberia, you leave your entire family. Most of us will come here just single-handed, no friends, no family, no sister. Yeah, it's just by the grace that maybe some people probably will come, have relative here with them, which is okay. But you come single-handedly and you come into a new environment. We used to eating different kind of food, right? And you come here, it's different. Yeah. Then sometimes when you travel, your first time, you feel like an outsider. You feel, can I really cope in this kind of environment, right? Most especially the spring festival that is coming, you feel so isolated when school is closed, the canteen is all closed. You're thinking where to go, start your day with your phone. Yeah, so you feel so isolated in that moment. And when you come to the social withdrawal or maybe probably fatigue, you talk about the cultural differences, Liberia culture with that of China is way too different. Yeah, so that's the reason we need to, when we understand these things, we can be able to cook into another environment, right? So homesickness is basically you leaving that particular setting you used to, and you move into another environment that you can be able to adapt. It's just like adaptation. So tonight we'll talk about practical strategy, how we can be able to overcome homesickness. So one of the very good strategy we need to use is to create a routine, right? So how can we create a routine? You left Liberia and you here in China. One way to create a routine is maybe you can do a weekly video call with your family. That could be very good. It can ease down your stress, right? You still feel like, okay, although I'm far away from home, but I can be able to connect back with my family. And one of the simple way too you can be able to overcome this kind of feeling isolated is to do something that you used to doing. For example, you cook something you used to eating, your traditional dish from Liberia, you cook your tobagi, you cook your pan butter. If you have opportunity to do them, you do it so that you still feel okay, although I'm away from home, but I still have the feelings of home here in China, right? And some of the things you can also do is to celebrate small wins. For example, small wins, we talk about you celebrating a win when you pass your HSK1, right? Maybe your first semester, the first 4 months, you did your HSK1 or 2 or 3, and it gave you the exam. It doesn't matter the score, right? Just celebrate that win. It gives you a relief. And sometimes when you reflect on these things, you can be able to do more. So one way too we can be able to overcome these uh, homesickness is to build a family here, right? So if you leave your family from Liberia, you come here, you can build a whole new family in China. Yeah, you can be able to connect with other international students that you already met in your school. Probably you won't see Liberians in your own university, but if you meet Liberians, then that's okay for you. You can be able to have new friendship, right? It can be with both our local Chinese and that of the international students. We can be able to blend and you can have a family here. And sometimes you find people of your interest. What do we mean by that? Maybe if you can play soccer, you find a soccer team. It doesn't have to be Liberian soccer team. Yeah, you can join the soccer team if you maybe the drumming club, the singing club. You just do something that can make you feel at home while you here studying. It's very useful. And another way we can try to overcome these things is not to suppress your emotional feelings, express yourself, find somebody to really talk to, right? For example, you can even jot down, maybe if you're good at writing, if that's something that can really move you, you can write it down. Or maybe you find just a friend to talk to, right? You go to somebody that you know that, okay, I can share my free space with him, we can talk about anything, or a mentor or a counselor. It's a very good way to relieve yourself sometimes because the academic stress we'll talk about in later slides is not a small thing here in China, right? So you go to somebody, probably talking to them, that doesn't mean that, okay, probably because I'm sharing my own feelings with the person, it shows that, okay, I'm weak, I can't be able to cope with the Chinese society. No, it's a sign of strength that you are showing because by you being able to express yourself, it gives you a relief. Yeah, so one of the ways to do it, we can explore with purpose, right? Don't isolate yourself in your room. Try to move out. Even your campus is very big, trust me. Most Chinese university have a very large campus space. So even walking on your campus sometimes is really good. Or you can join a club or organization on your campus that can help you release this homesickness and you feel at home while you study in China. Or maybe sometimes all you do is just visit one new place. It can be even the library in your school. If you haven't been to the library, you can just visit the library in your school. And I believe that you will feel relief when you do these things. So basically, we want to be able to frame our own narrative here while we study in China. And you always know that, okay, I'm not away from home, although yes, but I'm trying to build something like a second home here. So if you think that way, then you can be able to have a very good home while you study in China. So the next aspect we will try to talk in overcoming the challenges and navigating the culture. We'll talk about understanding the cross-cultural dynamics, most especially in China and Liberia have way too deep. When I first came to China in 2016, it was really huge. I entered Guangzhou and I saw people, I was like, wow. No, I can't believe it. I got on a slow train. I don't know if you have had this slow train experience. It was around the Spring Festival. So many people looking at one black person. I was like, yeah, this is interesting. So, but at that moment, I didn't even understand, their way of life, what they do, nothing. I was just there trying to navigate my way to go to my university. But understanding the Chinese culture can actually help you to have an easy life in China. Yeah, because if you understand simple things that they love to do, things they don't love to do, you can be able to have an easy lifestyle. Number one key thing we all face is the communication, right? If you want to navigate your way through in China, the best way is to have a very, maybe not all of the Chinese, just the daily or maybe the spoken Chinese that can help you to navigate. Chinese you can use when you go to the market, Chinese you can use when you go to the bank. This Chinese can help you to survive in China. It's very important. I know it's difficult. I don't expect you to even learn it in 6 months or maybe sometimes a year, right? Before I started speaking a very good Chinese, it took me almost 4 years before. So it will take you longer time, but at least just practice the daily Chinese that you can be able to use. Uh, so if you look at the Chinese we learn in the classroom is way too different from that of what we will experience in the real world. So in the classroom, we will frame that as maybe a direct Chinese, maybe from the book, they just give you the Chinese and say, okay, practice this one. And sometimes we try to do it just to pass our exam. But indirect Chinese, now, if you go in the real world to apply this Chinese, you will be like, what? The thing the teacher even tell me is way too different from what I'm hearing here. Yeah, so social norms are one of the key things you should pay attention to in China. It's very important. Yeah, in the Chinese society, if you can be able to understand their social aspect, you can live here easily. Yeah, place you should avoid going, place you should feel free when you are going, things you should engage with is very important. For example, even eating, right? When you're eating with people, there are certain table manner you have to know that these Chinese people they don't do this. Although sometimes some people they just do it, but you just respect their culture. It will help you a lot. Yeah, so you have to have these things in mind, most especially when we leave Liberia newly, time. The concept of time here is way too different compared to Liberia. When you tell a friend, my man, let me do like, for example, just the simple Zoom meeting we just having, right? They will say 8 and we start the program 8:30. For Chinese, they will start the program exactly 8 and they will end the exact finishing time. So in the Chinese, concept of time is very important. Yeah. In the academic setting, basically, the teacher and student relationship here is way too different compared to what we used to back home, even the classroom. In the classroom, the Chinese instructor expects you to participate more in discussion, right? You need to be able to engage with the topic. Compared to back home, it's way too different. Yeah. So before I go to the cultural shock cycle, can you share one cultural difference that surprised you? It can be positively or negatively when you first came to China. Let's see what is happening in the chat box. Just something positively, actually, or it can be challenging, yeah, that you first encountered when you came to China. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, okay, somebody says the food. All right. Yeah, so for me too, it was the same thing, the food. Yeah, it was the food. Yeah, it's the same. So now that we want to talk about the cultural shock or probably the cycle in China, when you first leave Liberia, you come to China, the first thing you experience is like you experience a honeymoon, right? You experience something like, oh, this place is so exciting. This environment is so fascinating, new environment, new things to explore. So that stage of you being in China is like a honeymoon stage for you, right? Where everything feels so new and exciting for you. That stage you can explore everything. But the next thing in the cycle that will frustrate you is it can just be the language. You calling a Didi for you to move from one location to another location. That language barrier, it can be so much downheartening for you. Sometimes just to communicate simple message, okay, wait, I'm here, maybe waiting for you. And the driver will be waiting or he'll be calling you, he cannot get you. Or probably maybe those that have tried Wi-Fi, right? The delivery guy is there, he's calling you to pick your food. You can't get to communicate with him and there is no one around, to help you translate the message. Even if you found a Chinese, the Chinese will speak Chinese to him, and how can they relate the message back to you? So that's the frustration part, actually. And that moment is like a moment for you to adjust, right? So that moment you can start to adjust. You know that, okay, this place is like something that'll be challenging, and but I can adjust and adapt with the system here. For example, you don't have to speak the Chinese that particular time if you are a new person, right? All you need to do is just to learn some simple languages, a sign language. For example, if you want water, you just show something that a Chinese can be able to help you. You can just try to adjust, and you can learn a lot from the students you will meet from your university, and try to adjust in the environment. So if you adjust in the environment perfectly, you can start to accept few things. For example, you can start to accept you knowing that, okay, I cannot speak the language fluently, right? And I will take this as an opportunity to be able to learn the language well, or maybe to be able to communicate with daily Chinese phrases. So that's the time you try to know, okay, yeah, I need to accept that this is a new culture, and I'm open to learning new things. So after we talk about understanding the cross-cultural dynamics, we want to look a little bit about how can we navigate through it, right? Because if you look at the honeymoon stage, that of the stage of you being able to accept that, okay, this is a new culture and you are willing to learn something new, the first thing you need to do is to observe, right? First, you look at the environment, how the people are actually living. Maybe for the classroom, you look at how the teacher interact. If you're having a class of Chinese, it's a very good thing to observe. You look at how the teacher is interacting with the Chinese, or maybe the restaurant. If you go to a restaurant with a Chinese friend, you look how they try to order the food, and how they interact with the waitress that is there. It can be anybody. Just learn that, observe. You try to observe, right? Because if you observe these things, you can be able to navigate. Next time you go by yourself, you just follow the same protocol, and you can be able to survive. You don't even have to speak the Chinese well. And if you observe, the next thing you need to do to navigate the cultural difference here is for you to ask questions. The asking question is very important. It doesn't matter what kind of question you think about asking, just ask questions. Even if you feel like, okay, the question is dumb, ask the question. Sometimes you might just be helping yourself when you ask question. You can ask, for example, it can be a Chinese friend, right? You can ask, maybe show me how can I navigate the Chinese culture well here now that I'm new. Talk to me a little bit how the Chinese people react or maybe interact with foreigners. It can help you a lot. And most especially if you are so curious, if it comes to the language aspect, if you are curious to learn the Chinese language, trust me, 100% of the Chinese want you to learn the Chinese. So if you show a little interest in speaking Chinese, all of the Chinese students will want to help. Even your teachers, they want to help you for you to speak the Chinese well. So the third thing that we would need to navigate the cultural difference here is to find somebody that can help you. That could be a mentor, right? Or maybe the international senior student you met at your university, or it can be in the community, right? There will be a very good place to start asking your questions. Maybe you can ask them, or now you've been here, maybe it can be for a year, it can be for two. How did you survive, the society? How you came to accept and adjust now that you are living, like you try to blend in the society. You try to ask questions that can be of great help to you. Even if you ask questions concerning language, right? They can be able to tell you, okay, this is how I survive even going to the market. And another way in finding a mentor is to find a Chinese partner that can be able to guide you through the Chinese. If you find a foreign person that can speak the Chinese, then that'll be very great for you. Meaning you guys can share idea both in Chinese and English, which will help you greatly. But if not, you can also find a Chinese person, like I told you. Chinese are willing to teach foreigners their language. Just be willing, and you will have all the resources you need to learn Chinese perfectly. So the fourth one for us to be able to navigate our cultural difference in China is for you to be very humble here when you are in China, right? It's not about us being wrong or right or maybe what they're doing. I know we experience a lot. It's not something that I am about to go into tonight, right? Maybe you on the bus, you on the train, there are a lot of things you experience. But sometimes you just let them go and you play too dumb so you can try to adjust in this society. Most especially, you know that this is not your society or your home. You're just trying to adapt this home so it can be your second home. So sometimes it's not about you being right. It's not about you being wrong. It's just about acceptance, right? Just try to adjust to the society so that we all can live in harmony here. So, for example, if you make mistake, you know, I had a friend when we first came. He used to say, probably he want to say ni hao. He used to say buha. And every time we go to class, the teacher would be like, oh, buha, buha lai la, buha la la. So we just used to laugh about it. Today, he can speak a very good Chinese. So sometimes when you make mistakes, it's okay. It's okay for you to laugh at them and make sure that maybe while learning, you can be able to, because sometimes if you feel like, because I made this mistake, I'm not going to speak Chinese anymore, or maybe I'm not going to do that thing anymore, trust me, you're not going to learn anything new. Yeah, so one key resources for us to be able to navigate a cultural difference in China is the ISO office at your university, or most of the time it can be that opening section for international students. Although we're talking about this program now, but it's like program that should happen when students just, freshly just come to China. But it's still a very good resource as we are trying still to navigate the society in China. Even you make 10 years like me in China, you will still be struggling to navigate in this society. Yeah, so you can start from the International Student Office. It's a very good place that can be able to help you. So how can we try to understand stress? And if we understand them, how can we build resilience? So the first thing is for us to understand stress, right? So people handle stress differently, right? So for example, here in China, we have another stress from the classroom. The teaching system in China is way too different compared to back home. If you want to beat the Chinese system to pass, you have to memorize. That's for sure. If you can memorize, you can be able to pass the Chinese exam. It differs a little bit from, back home. Maybe we will say, okay, it's critical. You have to do critical analysis. But here, if you can memorize, trust me, you'll be able to make it in the classroom. That's a whole new difference. So if you just keep your mind on you understanding, maybe trying to be too critical in the analysis, you will lose the key part when it comes to the classroom aspect. And that will put pressure on you, right? So you have to know the teaching method and the assessment method within China, and that of where we come from is way too different. And another place that we can stem stress from is from ourselves, from our family, and from the environment. For example, family, maybe they have high expectation from you. Now that you are travel, they need, they say, when you leave Liberia, probably everybody think that, okay, Liberia, no, this place, you already out of Liberia, things are okay here for you. Yeah, so you have that family stress on you, even yourself, you want to do well, you want to prove to people that, okay, you have moved from Liberia, you have come to China, you have made a significant impact. So you have that stress on you. You create another whole new stress on yourself. And the language barrier is another stress. You wanting to learn the Chinese in 1 month is not even possible. I told you, I took almost 3 to 4 years to be able to speak Chinese. So it's not going to happen just anytime soon, but it's a gradual process. In time management, like I told you, Chinese or in the Chinese society here, time is very, very important. So we're trying to balance our timing with that of our daily schedule can also create a form of stress on us, right? So right now, before we go further, I want to ask again, on a scale of 1 to 10, right now, how is your academic stress battery? You can write 1, which is very low, or 10, which is very high. Let's see what happens in the chat box. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your academic stress right now? Okay. Somebody saying one. All right. Academic stress basically for us to succeed here in the Chinese society, we should just know that there will be this stress, right? But the next part is how can we be able to build something resilient, right? Something that we can be able to use, although we can say we will get rid of the stress completely, but we should find strategy to be able to conquer or overcome this stress. It's very important. So number one, the key thing you need to do is to clarify expectation early is very important. When it comes to the classroom, most of the time, if you start the course, the Chinese instructors will come and will tell you the requirement of the course. This is a key point for your course, the beginning. So basically, if you know the requirement, you know the course expectation, you don't have to put that much stress again or pressure on yourself on what I need to do, or maybe at the end of the semester you worry, okay, did I make it in the course or did I pass the course? As long as you did the right thing from the beginning, because every Chinese instructor will tell you, okay, maybe the exam is 50 marks, this is 10 marks, homework, everything is included. You just work towards that, you'll pass in the Chinese course. That's for sure. Sometimes if you miss the first class and you continue in the class with the professor, you find him after class or maybe his office hour. You ask him simple question. What does it take like for someone to pass your course? Is it through the examination or the homework or your attendance? And, if you try to understand these things early, you don't have to have that academic stress on you as you go forward in your study. And the next one for us to overcome, strategies for us to overcome academic stress is for us to form small study group. I did this when I was doing my undergraduate. It really helped me. What we used to do, we used to form a study team. And after each class, we'll go to the library. Maybe this guy, we were from different country. This guy understands something that you forgot, and, in the class, you will re-explain. And sometimes you feel very much relaxed when your friend is explaining something to you. It's not like the teacher. So forming study group very much is very important. It can help you release all the academic stress that you have. Yeah, the next one will be to build a very good time management system that you can be able to use in your entire study. It can be you just going to class early is very important, or you just creating time for your own mental health. It's also very important. So if you can manage your time well, it will help you a lot to release or maybe reduce your academic stress. And the fourth one for us to learn, the fourth strategy is for us to learn to at least build a very good academic stress relief or resilience is for us to utilize the academic support that we already have. For example, the writing centers at your university. If you go to the library, they have so many opportunities. Those that are eager, most especially from masters and above, here writing is important because you need to do research. It can be any kind of research. It can be the social sciences. It can be engineering. It can be anywhere you need to do the research. You need to write your own thesis. So for writing, we will talk about that in the next slide. You can visit a library. It can help you a lot. Or sometimes even from your lab mates, they can help you a lot understand some protocols in running your own experiment. And the fifth one for us to learn, or strategy for us to have academic resilience, is to reframe failure. For example, if you take your Chinese course the first time and you fail that, my friend, people, they have been studying English from grade 6 to 12, they still fail the English. What more about you that just did the Chinese for just four months, right? So one thing you can do is, if you fail the course, is to learn from that mistake. Okay, what did I do wrong? And you can be able to come back next time and overcome it. So it shouldn't be like, okay, maybe because I did not get what I was expecting, then you should criticize yourself. Oh, I didn't do. No, no, no. You did well. You learned something. No matter how small it was, you learned something. So you can reframe the narrative and come back next time bigger. So language barrier challenges is another key challenge that we all international students we face here in China. So the language reality, like I started, The data Chinese here is way too different than what we know in the classroom. Yeah, sometimes in Guangzhou here, the way they even say ni hao is ni hao. It's way too different. First when I came, they were speaking Chinese. I said, no, it's Cantonese. But it's way too different compared to the Chinese, the normal Chinese we all learn. Yeah, so language barrier, that's a reality. You come here, we have to adapt to the language barrier here in China. It's a reality. The things we learn in the classroom, sometimes if you go to the banks, the hospital, you are not even going to need this. Although you will need some, but it will be a real typical Chinese that you need for real world application. So it's way too different. One way you can overcome that is just to find a Chinese partner. After learning from the classroom, you make sure you find somebody that you can be able to practice with. If you practice with a local Chinese, trust me, you will be able to speak the Chinese in no time and you can be able to overcome the Chinese. That's the best way, in fact, to learn Chinese. From the classroom, you can learn the structure, you can learn, subject, verb, agreement, but for real practicality, you need to go into the environment to speak the Chinese. It's very important. Then, for example, the academic Chinese that I'm talking about, the practical Chinese is way too different from the classroom. Yeah, and the reality in language barrier, don't be afraid to make mistake. If you have to say ni hao, you say bu hao, it's okay. Next time you will get it right. If you continue saying this, somebody say, no, this is not the real way, the next time you will get it right. Yeah, so how we can be able to support these challenges, many resources are already available at your institution or maybe your university. But we students, sometimes we are too afraid to use them, or maybe we don't even ask questions, right? If you even look at your international office, they have so many ways to help you improve your Chinese, right? You talk about the ISO, you go to the counseling center, every university have it. Academic advisor, you have it. Writing, tutoring is there. Student club and organization is there. So we just need to know the referral resources to use. And if we know that, we can be able to ease the stress on ourselves. Yeah. So all of these supports are there. All you need to do is to ask and see how best you can be able to utilize them well. So asking for help is not a form of weakness. I want to let you know. It's just a smart strategy. Sometimes you can even know, but you can ask somebody for clarity. And some people say, oh, he asked too many questions. No, that doesn't mean that you are weak. When you ask questions, it doesn't mean you are weak. It just indicates that you are very strong. Because for you to have that boldness to ask somebody, it takes courage. Yeah. So on our campuses, like we started in the previous slide, we have so many support systems that can help us. When it comes to academic, you look at the International Student Office, ISO is there to help you in so many ways. In so many ways, they can help you in so many ways. And if you talk about academic advisor or faculty, you can, if you want to plan a course, you thank God here, your department just do everything for you. At the beginning of the semester, they just send the course, but these are courses you guys are doing, so it's simple. You don't have to have that stress of planning a course here, so it's simple. But if you need guardians, you can go to academic advisor. Each undergraduate class have at least one academic person that cater to them. They can help you a lot when it comes to understanding, the academic runnings of maybe it can be the classroom, the subject matter, how to, arrange things where they can help you a lot. And when it comes to writing and tutoring, you can be able to ask for help. Assistance is there. And one way you can, most especially when it comes to you starting your own research, one way you can be able to, the lab tutoring is from your lab mate, right? They are very much good help. Yeah, they can help you start up even your whole experiment or show you, okay, these are equipment you'll be using. These are things don't be afraid to ask. We don't know how to do it. Yeah, we came here to learn. So make sure you utilize these things well. And for research, make sure you use your library services. They are there, they are open to you. Just go and ask. And trust me, you'll be able to gain first-hand experience. I was talking to a friend, I said, you don't know that you can download paper by yourself. You don't even need to ask for help. They said, oh, I don't know. I said, no, you can. Your student ID, they gave you that student ID is very important. You can go on any website, you just put the school name there, they'll ask you for your university, you click your university, ask you for your own personal information, you just put your student ID, the password they give you, and you'll be able to, you say, oh, really? I say, yes, it's easy. But sometimes if we don't ask, we feel too shame, we can't learn anything new. So I told him, I said, just ask your friends around you, you'll be able to, you don't even need to ask somebody to download paper for you. You can do them by yourself. And for a social well-being or maybe health well-being here, you got so many support system for you. For example, the counseling center at your university is very helpful. Make use of them. Yeah, make significant use of the centers at your university. And the clinic is every campus, every campus have a very small clinic there that can also help you. Maybe sometimes if you're feeling unease, if you talk to a friend, don't do it by yourself. You can go there, you talk to a Chinese, or maybe care of a friend that can help you translate the Chinese, and they can be able to help you. Because if you can't have a very good, healthy well-being, it's impossible for you to even do this schoolwork. Right? So make sure that you're in a very good state of mind that can be able to help you strive in your academic journey. For peer support, so we mentioned that if you can get in touch with an international student at your school, it will be very much helpful. Don't be proud. If you meet the person, talk to them, tell them, oh, I'm new, and how can I, be able to adjust with the student environment here? It can help you a lot. And for social well-being, they have student clubs. For example, me, I joined the sport club. I play soccer, I play chess. So sometimes when I'm feeling bored and they have soccer game that day, I just go and play. And by me playing with them, and, I interact with them too. So join the school clubs. They are there. You just need to ask questions. That's all. Your friends can be able to help you. Although most of them will be in Chinese, but it's a great way to make friends and even improve the Chinese language. It's a very good thing to join. Most especially the student club. Most of them are Chinese. So if you go there, you have to improve your Chinese one way or the other. You just have to do it. For language, when we first came, the International Student Office used to share partners. They used to give us partners to learn Chinese. But now I think they stopped doing that because a lot of bad things happened those days. Yeah, so now if you go to them, maybe they can just be able to give you some help. That can be able to help you when it comes to the language barrier. And sometimes what you do if you have free time, they got volunteer services. I did one in my school. You can join the Chinese, you guys go in the community and do something relieving. Yeah, something simple, but at least it can help you a lot. So one thing I want you to remember is don't wait until you are in crisis before you seek support. I just want you to know that you can seek support without a crisis. And when the crisis comes, you are already fully prepared, right? So breaking the language barrier. So one key way we can break it, learn the survival Chinese. I told you that the Chinese we will learn in the classroom is way too different. Learn the simple Chinese, the one you can use when you go to the market. Practical Chinese, it can help you a lot. And technology here in China should be our friend. Everything we do here is on the phone. Yeah, 99% of the time it's on the phone. So Playco is one of the, I don't know if you know that software, but if you use Playco, it's a very good software to learn Chinese. It's like a dictionary. It can help you to write, stroke, everything. So make technology here your friend, and you can be able to strive in China. Technology in China is number one. So focus on that, and you can be able to navigate the Chinese language barrier here. Playco is one good software you can use. And you can find a Chinese partner. You can be able to break your Chinese barrier by finding a partner. It can be 1 hour. You guys can practice. You can help him learn English. He can help you with the Chinese. So it's a very good thing, right? If you can talk to your ISO. They can be able to help you find local Chinese that are interested in learning English with you. Yeah, so the next way we can be able to break the language barrier is to watch Chinese local media. It can be movie, it can be this funny video on WeChat. Watch them. As long as it's in Chinese, the first time, trust me, you're not going to understand. But you keep doing it, time without number, you keep doing it. frequently you will start to grab few words. For example, they will keep repeating, for example, niha, 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 every time, or maybe nichuna, nichuna. So you would start to know, okay, maybe they're trying to ask me where am I going, or maybe they try to say something that indicate to this, particular thing. Then you can be able to grab some few words. Trust me, from the beginning you are just learning. You not expect to know it just from the first start, but continuously you can be able to understand few things. And like we said, make sure you celebrate small win, even if you order food online and it was successful by yourself. Laugh, tell your friends, tell everybody that you know that, yeah, I ordered food by myself today. It came and when I collected it. It's very important. Yeah, so remember, I want you, all of us, it's not those that actually, it's just all of us, we're just trying to recap. I believe tonight, not majority of the students here have already been in China for maybe some time. So this is just a form of recapping what things, we forget about. So I want you to remember, you are trying to make progress. It's not about making perfection, and you should avoid perfection, in fact, because if you say you want to be so perfect before you start even speaking, then trust me, you're not going to be able to speak Chinese. And remember, we are all learning, right, to build a community of confidence. So avoid perfection from the beginning. So I created this a way that we can be able to interact, but I don't know if time can permit, but I will share this PPT and you can be able to use it in the future. Maybe you can write something that right now, you will try in the future after this presentation, or maybe my biggest challenge right now is homesickness, language barrier. You can just be able, you can even encourage somebody in the future with it. When they come to China, you can be able to talk to them. Yes, that's how I designed it, so we can be able to have interactive section, but I think we can do it now. So for this presentation today, the key takeaway I want us to know, we need to make sure that we normalize our strength, and we know that challenges are part of the journey, that's for sure. They are not a sign of failure. You moving from Liberia to come to China is it's a way new, different experience you're gonna get. So this shouldn't be like a discouragement. It should be a place of strength. You can be able to gather out of the strength you have to beat the challenge that is ahead of all of us. Yeah. So number two, you have to be proactive and make sure you use all of the support system that you have. Ask questions, seek support, and build normal routines. It's very helpful. If you do these things, they look very simple, but if you do them, you start to move from one stage to another stage in no time. Yeah, so let's just practice these simple things, and we can be able to blend into the community or the society very, very easily. So remember that you don't want to be perfect. You are learning. So it's a process. It's a simple step. It's like you taking one step every day. And with time, I believe that you can be able to be perfect. Yeah, you're joining. Know that by you traveling from Liberia to China, you're not just a Liberian citizen, you're a global citizen, because you interact with so many people with different views, right? Different view, different perspective. So you are definitely becoming a global citizen, right? So I hope that this presentation helped. Yeah, and know that you are just a student in China, you are becoming a global citizen with a unique skill and a perspective. So I want to say thank you. I know I was following the chat box, and I know students were, or maybe we were responding to the chat box. So I want to say thank you for those that at least were able to share their one challenge they're facing right now, or maybe their academic stress they have right now. So thank you for that courage of openness. Okay, someone sent a message, but we'll look at that. So thank you for your courage and openness. And these are ways you can also stay connected. So for example, we talk about the International Student Office, stay connected with them. They are your source of help. Number one, help. They should be like your parents here. Yeah, so for emergency, for example, maybe health-related emergency, you can remember this number, 120 is a very good number to remember. You can call it anytime and it can come to your aid. So for the university, WeChat groups are there. Make sure you join them. They can be your help. Thank God to the librarian student in China. I have learned a lot from these groups. In the morning when I wake up, I go to one group, they say daybreak more open as somebody need to, or maybe my driving medicine. So make sure you interact. Yeah, make sure you interact with this LSURC group. They are of great help. Yeah, they can even inspire you to start laughing just from the name alone. Daybreak more open, driving medicine and thing. So I want to say thank you. And if you have questions, you can ask them. And you are free to reach out to me anytime. I'm in almost all of the group, and we can continue the discussion from there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Our dynamic guest speaker. Thank you for all your set of points. We take that into consideration. Uh, so I hope everyone will learn from those message that was given us. So we'll move on to the Q&A section. So at this point, we will do that in a chat box. So you just raise your hands and then you'll be allotted 1 minute per person. And then you'll be given a platform to speak 1 minute per person because we have to do with time. So you just raise your hand and then you'll be identified and then you can ask your question. Okay, so the floor is open now. You can ask your question. We are into the Q&A section. You can ask your question. Our honorable guest speaker is listening. He's monitoring, so you can ask your question. Okay, Honorable Josie Boy, the hands is raised, so you can go ahead with your question.
Good evening to everyone, and a big thank you to the facilitator for the evening. It was very educative and interesting. But what I have is not really a question per se, but a suggestion to the conversation. I wasn't listening quite attentively, but I didn't capture a section of the presentation that talks about romance because it's one of the interesting issues in the student communities. People come from Liberia leaving their fiancé behind. I mean, can he share small light on that? How people deal with romance or how students studying in China can cope with romance, and what are some practical advices he can extend to them? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. When it comes to romantic activity in China, one way I will want to address this question is for you to just blend. Everything comes from the language, right? That's why we talk about the four or maybe the important things you need to know to blend in the society. If you want a Chinese game, I mean, you want to eat something, learn the language. Yeah, so if you want to blend in the society, you just learn the language. If you learn the language, the first thing if you go, you meet a friend, right? How will you start a conversation? You have to say ni hao, and you continue from there. Just that one sentence alone, or maybe that one phrase can give you something. So the first thing is to learn the language. Without the language, it's impossible for you to even, interact with a Chinese. So for a romantic relationship here to survive, if you learn the language, you can be able to interact with somebody. That's one key aspect, the language. So if you cannot speak the language, how can that still blend in? So one way you could do it is just to use your phone, right? Because I know people that still have a very good romantic relationship here without them not speaking Chinese. It's 100% possible. So one way you could do it is maybe if you see somebody, you use your translator, right? From the beginning, you say, okay, can we be friends? And one thing I want to encourage you, is to avoid you being overprotective. For example, if you talk to somebody or you want them to be your friend, don't carry too much of reaction. You know, the Chinese, they behave differently, right? So if you ask them, oh, can we be friends? They say, oh, no, 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 we are. Don't even bother. Just walk away. Simple. Don't insist you want, no, 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 just walk away. If you, for example, if you know a few phrases and you say ni hao, the person respond to you, bro, that's where you start your conversation. You collect the WeChat, not too much talking, Jay. Collect the WeChat, you're continuing from the phone. So the key point is the language. If you can be able to speak just few, not 100% Chinese, bro, just a little bit of Chinese, you can be able to have a very good social relationship here in China. That is including the romantic relationship aspect. So the key thing is for us to learn the language. If you learn the language, you can make your way through. If not, you can use your phone from the beginning. Yeah, somebody say you should stay away from smooching. No, that's true. So yeah, it's good you go for the metro ones. Yeah, these ones that are in their 30G, 35, go for them, go mingle around. You know, they are very easy people. Don't go for 18, 19, 20, 25. Yeah, that's true. Someone is saying something different. Did I respond, Moses? Did I respond well? Or probably the guy is saying not Chinese. If the reason if it is for only foreign students, it's way too easy, bro. Yeah, that one you don't even need to be a coach. That one is easy because there will be no language there. The question was about remains. Uh, Yeah, so like I said in my response, I told him that to start a romantic relationship, most especially because we want to know how international students can overcome barriers, right? So let's keep it in the Chinese setting. So if you want maybe foreigners, that one is easy. You guys both are foreigner, you can speak different languages, so you know how to connect. But for Chinese, like I said, you first have to know the language and you can be able to get it from there. If not, you can be able to use your phone to interact with a Chinese. It's very easy that way, trust me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the question, though. It's a very good one. Okay, MC, you there?
Okay, so if you have questions, raise your hands or you drop your message in the chat box. So we have roughly 7 more minutes to that. We are on a Q&A session. You can ask your question, or maybe if you want to give suggestion or you want to add on to what the
Yeah, exactly,
guest
exactly.
speaker
You
say,
can
you can
add,
come
yeah,
on. Maybe you have your own experience.
yeah, exactly. You can share with us too.
You want to share with us. So you can come on. The floor is open. You just raise your hands, and then it will be giving you the go ahead.
MC, you there? I think the Prezo hand is up. Maybe Prezo want to add, yeah.
Okay. So we'll give the floor to our national president, and then followed by Laman. But we'll take the national president first. So Honorable Olano Tiablo, if you are there, you can just unmute your mic.
Okay.
And
Moses, Moses, that was interesting. Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable, for sharing. That's very, very informative. So concerning the topic, and one key aspect on this topic is about homesickness. How do you think somebody who has been in China for 7, 8, 9, 10 years can actually overcome this homesickness thing? Do you think it's advisable the person go home, come back, or what would be your own recommendation or advice to them?
Okay. I think that question is like you asking because me, I've been in China from the time I came here 2016. I haven't gone back home yet. Yeah, so the question is a very good one. So one way you could do it, and I think one of the key motivation of people going back home is not just your family. I learned a lot from my colleagues here. We are working most of the time. They try to go back home. Imagine if you are married, right? You got a whole family back home. It's like a catalyst that can push you to go back home, right? But if you come to China, you're just single, nothing moving. It's like difficult. If you only have parents back, you just want to be exploring, continue maybe the education aspect. Yeah, but it's not that advisable for you to stay this kind of long time without going home. Because even though you are in academia, you need to go and build connections, right? Because after studying, you still need people in your community to be able to work with. So it's not even about homesickness, it's about your own connection. So if you stay that longer time, it's good to go back home. You make sure you have some connection, you build some foundation with friends. Because imagine you left Liberia maybe 7, 8, or 9, or even 10 years ago. The society have changed. A lot of things have changed. So I think it will be good that you can go home, try to build up from there. You have a very good foundation when it comes to connection with the society. Then you can come back again and continue. And I believe that one way to overcome maybe your long stay, maybe to feel at home here in China, like we say in the presentation, is to build a family here. One way I try to navigate in China since I've been here, I have so many people around me, right? So many positive minds around me. So these minds sometimes try to motivate me while I'm here. So yeah, Chief, we have to go back home. We'll go level the ground and we'll come back.
But then
thank
let's take it from another angle. Let's say this guy or this girl has been in China for the longest time, and understanding building a family. Do you think it's recommended that this person just find someone here and build a family with them? Or what would be your own say on the issue of this person now trying to find a lifetime partner? Do you think it's advisable to find someone in China for that, or you have to go home to do that?
Because you want to build family, the question will buy you good personal.
Your mic is muted. You're still muted.
President is sounding low. I don't know what it means, but it's sounding a little bit low.
Oh, can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Am I that low?
I get it clear. You sounding loud in my ear.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's my volume. Let me increase it.
Yeah, so just increase your volume.
Yeah, let me
Then let
increase
me
my
also
volume.
try to repeat. Or did you get
President, the
it?
people say that your own question is asking you.
I'm asking the speaker because the speaker and I has been around for similar time. We have been for quite a long time now. And
yeah, that's true.
you have not been home.
That's why the comment box, they say, President, your own question is asking.
You have not been home. I've not been home. So how can we solve this problem? How can we solve this problem? Because now you like you said, things have changed. For some of us, we have been here for quite a long time now. We have never been home.
Yeah.
And we have lost family members, friends, so many things have changed. Do you think it's recommended that we just stay here and make life, or it's still compulsory that you have to go home?
For me personally, I think it will be better that we go home. Yeah. You know, like I said, right, it's good that we go and establish something like a foundation. I know the thing that is keeping us here. Trust me, if you're married by that time, you can stay here a long time without not going back home. Yeah, so maybe we need to go back and establish a little connection. It can even be for professional or work, right? Like you can stay this long time, you expect somebody to just take you, you go like, at least you go back home, you try to establish something, then you can come. Yeah, it can be family-wise, it can be professional-wise. It's good that we should go home. That's what people say in the group, we should go home. We go home, yeah, we establish something, we'll make sure we make connection. Even if you want to continue, you can still come back and continue again. But I think from my own personal experience, one of the key things that can hinder your process or maybe of not going back over a long time, like I said, it can be the family connection. Like if you just have your extended family, you're not married, it's like, you know, every time you think about going home, to just my man stay to that place, nothing happening here, nothing here, nothing going on here, nothing happening, you know, so you feel weak, you feel so relaxed. You say, I'm saying all the money here, I will do something with the money here, and what do you want to do to the place? Nothing happening. But I believe if you have a very close family, like if you are married, you have something going on, like bro, maybe even businesses, right? It can even be business-wise. If you have investment going, I believe you can't stay this long time. You have to go back to check on them and come back again. But a very good advice is at least to go home, yeah, to check. So, Brazil, it's about time. Yeah, but I think I would love to actually hear from your own side. Because we've been here now almost the same time. Yeah, so let me hear from your own side. What do you think? What do you think we need to do?
We have to go home. We have to go home. No matter how it is, like this place is not really
Yeah.
somewhere I can give you all of what you really need. Sometimes we think about the condition of the country and every other thing that we might be engaged with when we get home. And these things sometimes scare us a lot.
Yeah,
Thinking
that's
about all of the, even to go home, like even normal people, those that not even stay a longer time here. To go home, the moment you tell your family and friends that you're coming home, everybody wants you to bring something for them.
Yeah, that's one of the discouragements too.
And you just in this area, some of you don't even have monthly sleeping. Somebody telling you to buy iPhone 17 when you go home.
Yeah.
And you know so many people back home, like you are more of like the community man or the ball. So you know so many people. And that pressure of getting things for people and then yourself starting life all over after a longer time. And even the issue of, going home and then people be like, all this long time you spend, then what are you bringing?
Yeah, that's another stress that came in, not wanting you to go home. Yeah. It's a lot, Moses said we should go home this year. Say President, two of you should better plan, go home.
Moses can go on now. Moses have to stay another 5 years. Moses can now go. Yeah, but I think we have to.
No, that's
the
true.
more
Yeah,
we
that's
do,
true.
the more we do, you have a propensity of changing the dynamics of the country.
That's
we
true.
just leave everything
Professional wise is good.
Yeah. We just leave everything to the people there and saying that, oh no, let them just do what they want to do. It's almost like the church saying, oh no, we shouldn't get into politics. But then politics for bad people. Okay, now the bad people leading the country, and then you're angry. What do you expect?
Then you're complaining.
You expect
that's true.
to be good for you. So you stay away, you don't want to get involved.
Okay. Thank you, President. So we move on.
President.
Thank you, President. So we move on to Joycey Boy. I hope I'm pronouncing your name the right way. Joycey Boy.
Yeah. It's actually Beu, but it's okay.
Beu. Okay. Yeah. No problem. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So in line with the idea of going back home, when exactly is it, or when do you determine when it is appropriate to go back home? Like you are in China, you have been out of China for some time. What is the landmark that when you hit, you should be like, this is it for me? Is it academic landmark? Is it professional landmark? I mean, where should you reach in your stay in China, and then you like, this is it for me. I have to return.
Okay, I think I will share a little light, and I think the President, if you have some thought on it, you can share. For me, I just thought about it now. Sometimes, when you come, you want to keep on that speed, right? When I came, I did my undergraduate from there. The society is so welcoming. Not a back home, man. When you go to that UL, it even says, it's not in sequence, sometimes 6-7 years. You can't even get a degree, Jay. But here, one of the things that actually encouraged us to say, the 4 years, bro, is 4 years, and you go to the next, just like that. So it motivated us to stay there a long time. Yeah. So I think if you want to ask the question, when the best time, in your career path to go home, I think when you are fully satisfied, because everyone have different goals, right? Maybe let's assume your goal is to hit postdoc. If that is your goal and you have achieved that goal, I think I will encourage you now that you try to go back and start your own professional career. But like what the president was saying, right? If you stay this long time to going back home, getting integrated into the society is a whole new challenge. So I think while you're still studying, it is very much important that sometimes you go home, you try to still keep that connection with home. Yeah, it's very important.
And there is no
You
better
know, let me
time.
just share.
There's
Yeah,
no better
Prezo,
time.
but
It's
yeah,
almost like when you have 10 quad, you'd be like, let me look for another 10 quad. You always have this demand.
yeah.
You feel like, okay, now many of us came for just bachelors. After bachelor, you'd be like, let me just get master. Let me get
Exactly.
it. Let me get it. How you going?
That's how you just continue staying. That's true.
Yeah, because a lot of the times, even outside of the academic schedule we have for ourselves, you hear people even after they have achieved what they wanted to achieve, and then they are not even considering going back home. I've listened to people that they have graduated. I mean, they postdoc. They should be in a position academically to want to return, but then that's not the case for a lot of folks out here. So then I'm like having this thought in my mind, like, when are these guys going to hit the point where they think that I think I should do something back home, because it's like they are always looking for the next opportunity, which is also okay. Like you said, everybody got their own goal, everybody got their own plan. So I mean, it's a tricky stage to be at, but
No, but I think
it's
the
also
president really put it
that,
right. You know, there is no better time to go home. As long as you have your own goal, and back if we hit the goal, you just try, you know, you go, you pay your visit. Yeah, then you come back and you continue.
yeah.
But thank you for that, though. It's a very good point.
Okay. Thank you, Chief, for your point. So we'll move on to the next person, Honorable Emmanuel Juniors Gaje. So we'll take you, just kindly unmute your mic, and then you take the stage.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much to the department that organized this program. Actually, this are important programs because these are situations that many are faced with, and I believe are unanswered questions. Honorable President rightly said was your plan, that contribute to encouraging everybody to success. Many factors mentioned is learning and earning. And another one is the challenges of acceptance. So you were in Liberia, like say for instance, you were like paying somewhere around 400 United States dollar per semester. And you were paying, maybe some schools had trimester, and you are paying almost 1,200 per year. You are not calculating your transportation to go, and you are not calculating other daily needs. But with the opportunity, you came here, and then you are not paying that. It is a factor that will contribute.
I think we're not hearing you.
You do that, and most especially getting even stopping, you will be like, the accepting factor is for once to be accepted when you go back home, because like people feel intimidated when they see a very smart and developed young person.
I don't know if I'm the only one finding it that difficult. He's breaking in.
person in their office spaces. Academic knowledge with the mind that I want to go back a place that you are working before, that when you go back, you'll be easily integrated or accepted again. It becomes a challenge that somebody will say, okay, my begin, you got your knowledge from China, you are a financial expert, come right here and be getting the practical knowledge. That man will feel like in 2 or 3 years to come, you are going to take a job because he doesn't have a master's. Just but he has the let's say experience, but when it comes to some qualifications that the institution want to develop or grow, they are not going to specifically look at that or long years of experience. They are going to look at the paper, the university degree, and that young man might be considered. So considering those factors, you may not be accepted. But again, what is the way forward? We have come, we have stayed, we have learned, but our country is not benefiting. How can we try to strategize because we cannot stay here honestly? I can freely tell anybody that if you go anywhere you earn, the best place to enjoy your money, let me tell you that Liberia is the best place to enjoy your money because the tax and thing you'll be paying outside, even if you pay it to Liberia, it will contribute to our development. So how can we work on going back? That is the question that I think I want us to ponder on and find a solution. Can we think about establishing what we have seen here? Can we see how best to put together a proposal? Can we come together as a team? If it is environmental monitoring, our president is a computer guru, and there are many others around. Can we have a skills training as a team? What can we do that we can go back home, that we will not be kept away or will not be seeking job, but we will be able to do something and people will see our work and reason for being out here. So sorry because of time, I will just let to stop here and then we can ponder on that question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. President, you want to respond? I think he was breaking through for me, but I will respond after you make your impact. Or maybe I just go first, then President, you conclude. For the aspect, let me just go, the President will conclude. You know, for the aspect of our society, people having the mindset that, okay, we're coming back with degree and they are furious, or maybe they are not in the rest of the mind. These guys are going to take our job. You know, President, just make mention of that. We can't shy away from these things forever. No matter how difficult it is, we have to go back and start a new society back home. I think it's just about the mindset, right? One thing we need to know is to build a very good society here with different or like minds that we can go back home with. These minds, we can be able to transform the society. It's very important because imagine you striving to go to school. We had a very devastating incident in the Liberian student community. I don't know if you guys know Dr. Wisse. After learning, he stayed here, he taught for a while, and he went back. He spent 3 days in Liberia, and he died. Well, because I overheard that the president at that time called him to go back and help. In no time, I don't know people, I don't know. But the point is, the way we can overcome this challenge for the Liberian society, the president make very clear. Because if we here say, okay, because you now want to be pastor, you won't be president. You tell the other man I won't be president, put it, they may not doing the thing. He not go to school. You accept the thing they may say now. But now we have to build another community with a different mindset. We go with this mindset that, okay, we want change. We want different things to happen in Liberia. This is what we want. This is what we want. And I believe with unity, right, we all can be able to transform Liberia the way we want it. Yeah, President, you can add up.
Yeah, I think mostly was just a comment from him, and lastly on his part on what we can do collectively. I think identify people within your domain and see how you guys can come up with whatever idea you have. Probably you might be the one proposing the idea to them. Gentlemen, I'm doing fishery science. I want us to have an aquarium or a fish pond in all of the counties in Liberia. And you guys can work towards that. So you have to find people within your reach or people within your interest zone, and you guys can work together on it. But to just get everybody to work on one project is going to be very difficult. Even to have people working on one committee is difficult. So find people that matching your, or be able to buy your proposal, and you guys can work as things. Not everything here can be achieved right away in Liberia. Not everything we see here in China. Many people have this idea about why we can get tabao and pindodo in Liberia. For an individual, is a lot of work. For an individual to just have WeChat or tabao or pindodo, it's a whole lot of work.
That's
There's
true.
so many things you have to consider. So many things. The GIS system here is very, very excellent. So if you are delivering in a goose, you can have a perfect address. But if somebody saying the address in Liberia, you want to deliver that something somewhere. And it's not in your purview to go and, if you are working on your simple project, but now you have to go and work on GIS. You also have to work on security. You also have to work on electricity. There are so many things you alone have to do. And that's not something that you alone can just do. And more so, you are here in China, not like you are working. So if you were working and saving more money, that's another thing. Compared to other students that are outside of the country, maybe in the Europes and the Americas. It's different from you that's in China. You have all the ideas, but you don't have the initial capital. So just find people within your reach, and you guys can post susu, and that's more my.
No, I think that's just it. You're right. Yeah, we just find people of like mind, and we can be able to make greater impact.
Okay, so we have Honorable Moses Jr. So you just unmute your mic and.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So I will talk about the going back home issue first before I come to how I overcame my stress in China, even though I've just been here for a while now. So this whole thing about going back to Liberia, it takes a lot of courage, honestly, because if you just, for some of us who follow the trends, for me, I like politics to the core, and I love to follow the trending issues that are happening in Liberia. But sometimes it can be really frustrating if you see how the country is trending at the moment, from the government angle to the private sector. Sometimes you look at yourself and say, what's in it for me? I know you're not just going to go back to Liberia and expect what Liberia can offer. You have to give back. But there should be a level of reciprocity, and, you should be able to give to Liberia. Liberia should be able to give back to you. But right now, to some extent, Liberia doesn't have what it takes to go back. And I'm not saying don't go back, but it takes a lot of courage, like I said, sacrifice, right? You here, you are getting used to convenience. Let's just put it that way. The president ended up talking about a lot of convenient things like Taiwan, sending shipping address and all these things. We have getting used to convenience in this place to the extent that, it took a whole year before I went to the local market when I came to China. For the first time in my life, I didn't know these things. You just sit home, make orders, delivery come to your doorsteps. Life is just so easy. I don't like to be on my phone, but now I'm so glued to the phone that you can never do anything without being on the phone, ordering food, getting local places address, ordering DD. Those are not things that are common in Liberia. However, we still have to go back at some point in time, but you just know that as you're going back, set your expectations right. Your expectation has to be very right. Your family will receive you with warm welcome. They'll be excited to have you. But in 3 to 6 month period, they expect something from you because you have gained degree, you have gained experience. And over a 6 month period to 1 year, if you can start to produce on things, you start to question your education that you have gained. You start to question yourself, like, was my time in China a waste? Because the truth is that when you're going back to library, except for some people who already have an investment or some foundation layout for them there, but you're starting from scratch. I tell
That's
you, no
true.
lie, you're starting from scratch.
No,
And it's
that's true.
very exhausting that you have gained so much knowledge, so much idea. Even some places you want to go there. I mean, I applied to several places to do volunteerism, simple volunteerism work. You don't even want to pay, you just want the experience to get it, because some of these knowledges, they can help you to build up your CV, and at the end of the day, but librarian, typical librarian may not even waiting for you to volunteer at this area, because probably the guy who is working in that position, he does not have the qualification like you. So he's afraid that when they give you the chance, you will explore. And so these are thoughts you should be having in your mind before you go back to library. But honestly, me, I tired with China. And I spent 3 years here, but I want to go back. But I know all these things, the interplay. And for me, I love to be with my family. It's a beautiful thing. So I just wanted to weigh in that aspect. Now to the issue of stress, how I overcame my own stress is, I'll just say a few things quickly. I made my studies my priority, because when I came, I thought I was going to be with my bro. We'll be hanging out to some places, getting to know the place. Because when I was coming, I didn't even know I was coming in Suzhou, even though I knew the city, but I thought the Great Wall of China, I had an expectation of places I wanted to go in China. But then when I came, the Great Wall of China, all these different places, they are so far away from my city. I was so frustrated. Yeah. So I was like, all these beautiful dreams, the way I want to explore China, none of these incredible recreational places or historical sites and relays, they're just far away. I can't get there. And so what I did, I made my book, my friend. Out of anger, I started studying. I just got glued. Yeah. I just got glued to my book. I just distracted my mind with my study. I was just so into it. That's one. It really helped me to cut off some of my unrealistic expectation, and just realize that now I'm living where I am, and these things that I thought I could have experienced when I just came, is not possible right now, but it could be possible in the future. The next thing is that I started randomly visiting the local market where we can buy food, not the closed area, but food to cook. And, and and like you said, I started using my phone mostly to just maybe get some interpretation of some of the regular Chinese, like do xiao those are market Chinese that you can. And I didn't know how to say them well, but then when I say it crazily, sometimes the people laugh and I laugh,
It's
and I feel
okay.
alive. And yes, I felt alive, and it was like I was trying to build some bond with it. It was interesting. Some of them who could speak English, they were trying to correct me 1 or 2 times, and I was like, okay, this is good. So I started finding interesting going to the local market, because for me, I love to cook a lot. I started going there often, and it was good. The third thing that helped me also is, as I cultivated the habit of random strolling, I would just walk to places I don't know. I don't want to use the
new
the
places.
DD.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the DD. I don't want to use anything. I want to be interacting with nature. So I will stroll random. Sometimes I take the bicycle, because that one will help me to be seeing the different places when I'm going out. So it helped me. I went different places, and I said I will not use the map to come back on campus. I want to try to see if I can. And there were days I spent hours trying to locate myself. I said I'm not using the map, and I found my way. And it started becoming a habit. I started to know the city. I started to interact with some people. Sometimes they see you on the street, ni hao, ni hao. And so they will speak the Chinese. Where are you from? They don't understand that. Nah, how do you call it? Where are you from? They used to always ask that question. I didn't know how to respond to that. So when they realize, I'll just say, Timbu Don, Timbu Don. They'll be like, okay, welcome to China, welcome to China. Their English isn't clear. But when they say those things, I would just laugh away. It was a good thing. It was a good thing. And I really took advantage of going out often to just see somebody. Sometimes I will greet them, because they always want to be staring at black people. They want to take pictures. I will offer myself to say, let's take picture. Let's take. Once you're staring at me, I know you want to do something. I will go there and we take pictures. And I started coming alive, and I started interacting with the people. And the last two things I did was I joined a sport team. I don't play football, but I'm interacting with international foreign students. It was also a good thing, because as you're playing with these guys, A lot of them speak English, even though their accent is so crazy. The Indians people can really make me laugh. But yes,
But yeah.
playing with the sport, yeah, playing with them, the sports, it helped me a lot. So every evening I started to go on the football field, play. So all these different habits really took away my stress. But from the beginning, it was really hard because, like I said in the comment section, my stress level will be at zero. One message from my supervisor, forget it. We're going to 85% because the guy can really write. The guy can write. And his expectations are so high. The guy said, you people from small America, I don't know who taught him nothing. You people have a lot of ideas about research. So you know a lot. The guy doesn't show me the steps. He just expects me to do exactly what he says. But when I started to go out, interact with these local people and try all these things, and it really helped me to overcome my stress. And I really hope that other people who may be stuck right now, I mean, ask for help. Like you really spoke a lot about asking for help. Be open to people. When you ask people for help, you will get help. When you seek knowledge, you will find it. If you don't do that, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
And being a Christian, I play music a lot. So it's helped me. It helped me. I read my Bible daily and I play music. I'm always behind my piano doing my few time. And all those things help me to overcome my stress. So thank you. Thank you for the presentation. It was a great one.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
I don't even know what to say. It's like you just summarized everything we just said. Yeah. Thank you very much, Moses. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Like what Moses said, that's one of the way you can try to, overcome these challenges that we will face. One way or the other, you will face them. Yeah. So, but he dealt with them the best way possible. Yeah, you see, the man say he like cooking business. So the man say the only way I can beat that Chinese, let me go to the market. Niya Oshima. Niya Otosha. Yeah, but thank you, man. Thank you. That was a very good, way to in fact, it's even too, it's like what we just discussed, if you leave, like imagine language empire will be the number one for us living Liberia. With even international people, is different the way they talk. In fact, they say we talk too fast. My friends here, they have made now. I'm trying my possible way to be speaking very slow. Yeah, so they say we speak too fast. Yeah, but thank you, Moses. Yeah, that was exactly what we just talked about. He just summarized everything we learned. Yeah, so don't be afraid to ask questions. Actually, yeah, engage with the community, be able to interact with them. But yeah, we see people. Okay, two hands are up.
Okay. So we have 2 person hands up. Okay, so we'll move to the next person. Lama, if you are there, just unmute your mark.
Hello. I want to say thank you to Aaron for his powerful presentation. Yeah, I'm lying down here, the cold killing me, but I just want to say something about this going back home.
Okay.
Back home we have like the life, we have experienced here, and then going back home is something that you have to plan well before you take that step. Yeah. So looking at our internet system, you pay for your cell phone bill every month, and then going back home, you have to be like you have to pay for data. You need this one, that one. When you come here, you taste the life going back home. Sometimes you have to sit and think and say, I need to get so and so thing before I go back home. Yeah. So it happened with one of my friends on campus here. This guy's mother was sick, and then they told him to go back home. He went back home. He didn't even make like 2 weeks in Liberia. He was like, oh, I want to go back to China. I want to do this one. I want to do this one. It's not easy here. He was like, he's crying literally. He want to come back now. But he can't because he only pay for one-way ticket, thinking that, he will stay there, maybe time for graduation. But looking at the situation now in Liberia, it's not really easy. So if you want to go back home, you have to sit and plan good before you go back home. You're not just go back home because your family will accept you. The family will accept you that you have come from abroad and you go back home. Yeah. But going back home, what are you carrying with you home? Because you need to, have something to start from there. You can't just go back home and just go back home and be with your family. Probably if you stay in the house for like 1 month and then you do other things, and then the next month nothing. So literally all those things that you learn in China, yeah, and if you are not lucky to get a job back home, literally all the things that you learn in China, yeah, it will be going away from you. You'll be forgetting about some because you are not playing with it. You are not around them, you are not interacting with those things that you were doing here. You'll be forgetting about it gradually. And before 2, 3 years pass now, you have lost everything. So it's like your coming to China was just a waste. So you have to set up that goal. You have to plan well. Yeah, before going back home. So on a cultural level and in the item with Chinese and
We're not hearing you.
hello?
Oh yeah, we're hearing you now.
Yeah, like I was saying, I said some Chinese they are friendly and some are very shy. So sometimes when you want to engage, in topic with them, they will shy away. They'll be like they're walking faster. Sometimes they'll be like shaking their head because they don't want to interact with you. Some, especially for the city I live in, to really see Chinese interacting with black is very hard. Yeah, some of them they love the racism business so much. So to see them interacting with black is very hard. So sometimes you want to engage, talk to them, be nice to them. But then they will not give you attention. They will just move on, walk. So sometimes when we go to class the guys will be asking the Chinese instructor, why is it that Chinese they are always in this habit when you want to be there, be friend with them, they always shy away. So sometimes like you will say maybe this is how they brought them up, they're all bringing, because for her, she went to London, she was there for like 10 years, so she exposed, those kind of a thing. So sometimes they're like, you guys have to put the Chinese and the international student in one class so, they can have that, coexist, they can talk to one another like that. So in that way, they will not be shy. So sometimes you'll just laugh about it and just let it, and just let it be because definitely it can be. They cannot mix international student with Chinese, and international student and Chinese cannot stay in the same dormitory. So it can all work for them. So I want to say thank you for the lesson or the presentation tonight. It was very much indeed helpful. And then looking at the stress aspect, sometimes we as international students, we just have to help one another. Sometimes we engage in the sporting activity, singing, going to church, doing this one online. So most of the time, the online activity actually it helped me a lot to alleviate my stress sometimes. So that's why sometimes when I see online activity, I always want to be a part of it because it keep you, moving, it keep you going like that. So I want to say thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate your input. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable. So move on to the next person, Matilda Mongonje Sedi. If you are there, just kindly unmute your mic.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Okay, I just want to take this time to extend my thanks and appreciation to all those who make this training a successful one, most especially our speaker. I say thank you, I salute you. Okay, my point here has to do with the issue of going back home and the language. For example, I came here last year and I haven't spent like 6 months yet, but I found it very difficult, most especially when it comes to the language learning in the class. Even my major, they speak in Chinese. So sometimes I have to go home and go on the internet or YouTube or whatever, Google, and just put my notes down that we're able to understand. And most especially some of them doesn't even want to, like, if you ask them, you even try to, like, you want to put yourself in the class, like what they are saying, and try to say it back because it's all about language, and we are here to. Because if you are going to the market, everything you will do in China here is all about Chinese. You now go to the market and you want to use translators, so you have to put your time to it. But I found it very difficult, right? Like in the classroom, the teacher is telling me different things, and I go outside, I'm hearing Chinese people speaking different things to me. So I kind of confused. I don't know what is going on. So I will be like, even to introduce myself to call my name in Chinese, it has been different. Then when I go outside saying it to people, it's like different. So I don't really know what is going on. And the aspect of the Chinese also, let's look at the other side. Since I came here, I'm a female now. The code that is here is very different. I'm a bright person. So when I get outside with eye of glow, you will see my whole skin will get red. But I haven't encountered any good person like to say, oh, I want this girl. You will just see small Chinese speaking here, like 16, 17. They be coming your way. That kind of village people from all the way Liberia to follow you. Our own Liberian people, when we see them. So what it will encourage you to say, oh, you want to go back home. Like for me right now, I want to go back home. Because the code that is here is not joke, it's not yam. If I go back home, I will get something solid, something very good. Because if we even confide in our Liberian people here, they feel that we are all abroad, they won't get it in. You won't be serious with them, they won't, and they say you junk Calais. And for me, I tell you for free, I'm not junk. Right now, as I'm speaking, I want to go. Like I have my family, I got my children, I got my mother, I got my sisters, my siblings, I got them there. So I think I need to like just do it the proper way to go back home, even since I came here. I haven't spent like 5 months, but the request that people have been asking for, sometimes on the other side, make you even afraid to say you want to go back. So the topic tonight, I'm very grateful, and most especially in the group chat. When I check in the group chat, most of them I don't even have men in China yet. I would say, oh, they will send me messages, and I will be motivated by it. So most especially the group chat, when they doing some funny things, I just go there and laugh. And when they organize some games, some show, meet and greet, I go there and just do something. So for that reason, I just make myself like I'm actually a lesbian because I just dress like a male person. So I don't want anybody to bother me because some of them would just like want to increase the core on you because some of them not too correct. So once again, thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't even know how to put it. Prezo, you got some comment?
Which city are you in? Mogandra.
Yeah,
Which city?
I'm in Nanton.
Oh, okay. I think I saw you when I went there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw you when I went there. Yeah, but Asha will do well. They will take care of you. The president will take care.
they bought in here. They not see what they can just do
It's okay.
week show. I have a week
It's
show.
okay.
Don't say that thing, lying on us. The guy
It's okay.
you can't on it.
It's
All
okay.
of y'all lazy. All of y'all
One.
lazy. You're not follow the.
Okay, MC, yeah, we can continue. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. It was really nice. Don't worry, Prezo will reach out to you. MC?
Okay. Thank you so much to everyone for the experience, their point of view. We pray and hope that all that was said here today, we will learn from it and then we'll keep improving. Yeah, so with because we don't have much time now, so we'll move on to the next item. We'll go to the vote of thanks. That will be done by Honorable Noah D. Mazing, National Financial Secretary, as you see. So Honorable Mason, if you are there, just kindly unmute your mic and then.
Good evening, everyone. Am I being heard?
Yeah, go ahead. We are hearing
Sure,
you.
you are. Sure, you are.
Uh, I was falling asleep till Matilda spoke.
Matera to wake you eh? Oh no,
Matilda
Matera
thought
to.
woke me up. Uh, Firstly, I would say a big thanks to the program planning committee of LSUIC. These are social programs that we look forward to having all of the time, especially for scholars that are new or they are the only Liberians in their cities and schools, so that they can be able to network with other Liberians. I'll extend a heartfelt thanks and appreciation to our guest speaker. Uh, he also have another program with Guangdong students. So when he accepted our offer, we're like very, very happy. We know we're keeping the doctor busy if you day, working on publications at the same time volunteering his time to LSUIC. That's very commendable. And we really, really appreciate you, Dr. Aaron Pitman. And lastly, I would like to thank the students, scholars, and leaders of LSUIC that are on the platform today. LSUIC is our business, no other person business, and only us can make our organization the way we want it to be. Thanks to everyone. A few things I grabbed from this program is don't just wake up and go home. Go home with a plan. Don't go home because everyone is going home or because your friends are going home. Go home with a plan. If you're not from a family that have connections, make sure you start building those connections before going home, because there are some people that graduated and went home for 2 or 3 years now, they still don't have jobs. So you don't fall into depression. And also, while you are in China, make use of the time. Don't just focus on going to class and going back home. Try to network with others, socialize with others, be open-minded, learn the language while you are here, and make use of the time. Like, make use out of every advantage. You are in a country where we are not allowed to work, but still there are other opportunities that we can try to get hold of. So we should make use of the time. And yeah, there are so many things I learned. Also, the president and Dr. Aaron will be going home this year. Finally, thank God. Since 2016, you guys have been here for 10 years now. So thank God you will be going home. Don't mind because the president going home, you see I will go home too. President been here 10 years. In that 10 year, president finished Guinea ground already. The man already doing his PhD. And yeah, thanks to everyone for coming. Thanks to the PPC once more for this program. We look forward to having something like this, conversations like this every week, so that students can just come and like network with each other. Like it was just today, I even know that Moses Junior can cook. Moses Junior will look forward to seeing you at the conference, so you help us cook our conference food. At least you help the conference committee to be the cooking committee to be doing the ayi jekato shower, ayi nakato shower. So thank you to everyone, and do have yourself a blessed weekend and a great weekend. It's cold, but go outside. Don't just stay in the dormitory. Use that 20 kwa. You go buy your day 20 kwa beer outside, your day 20 kwa, how they call it, you enjoy yourself. You only get one life to live. Don't just stay in them. Stay in them. You're not fan friends. So I thank you all. Mr. MC,
Okay.
what do you,
Thank
Baba?
you, Honorable Noah D. Mason, for the full of thanks. I want to add my voice today. I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to our guest speaker. You made a very good point. And to everyone who shared their experience. Also want to say thank you to our president, Honorable Lanotia Blood, all of the guys who came on and make input, share their little experience, and also to our ladies. Thank you also for your point that you share on the platform. So we pray and hope that everyone learns something and take it in. And also to the guys, do not feel discouraged. If you have an opportunity to go back home, you can go back. Liberia is our home. For me, I can tell anyone, if I am done with my program, I can go back home. Liberia is our home. We'll go back. We'll go face whatever challenges that is there. We'll overcome it. We'll fight it. We'll fight the system. So thank you once again. We'll move on to our last item, which has to do with our closing prayer. That will be done by.
Before we close, can I just say something?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just maybe a few seconds. Tomorrow again, probably I think the Prezo or I think the SG was saying something concerning tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll also be here. So there will be another program from Guangdong. If you have the chance, you can join. Make sure we dissect how to write a perfect introduction for article tomorrow. So if you have time, you can join us tomorrow and we all can learn together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go to our last part of the program that has to do with our closing prayer. That will be done by our National Vice President, Honorable Rufi M. Hammond. So if you are there, just kindly unmute your mic and close out in prayer. Are you there, Honorable Rufi Hammond?
If it's not around, we can just do it for us.
Okay.
Yeah, let us bow. Our Lord and our God, we say thank you for today. Thank you for the time that we have for the sharing. As the people perish because of the lack of knowledge. Lord, thank you for giving us every other thoughts that we have here tonight. We pray to God for our country, Liberia, for peace and development. We pray for every students in China, especially the Liberian students. The Lord may you be with them, guide and protect them. Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who sees and provides, may you be the provision. And Jehovah Shalom, may you give them peace. Father, we pray, committing our families far and near into your hands, that may you continue to be there for them. May salvation find them. And we commit every leaders, oh God, LSUIC of Liberia, of China into your hands. May you fill them with empathy, wisdom, and innovation to lead your people rightly. We ask these and many more in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
That was powerful, man.